Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome to a playthrough video. I have my friend Brian Colin here today, and Brian is going to introduce me to his new card game called Plunderlust. It is set in his universe called Vast Grimm, which is a science fiction, insane universe. It's there's an infection going around that it spreads via worms. We'll get to it.
It's bizarre, weird, over the top.
Now, Brian, one thing I like about this game is you can play it solo with just one deck.
Yes.
Buy one deck.
You're done.
And there's going to be 7 different factions, call them, 7 different decks. So you could play solo with all 7, just one at a time, play against an opponent, and you've got variations there. Can you play the same versus the same?
You can, yeah. And that's actually like, while we were playtesting, especially the early on, when I did the initial deck as a proof of concept, that's all we were playing with.
Okay. I'm going to be playing the Revenants deck. Space zombies.
And I'm going to be playing the Reapers deck.
Okay. So just before we get started, you're going to be selling this in a 2-player starter set.
Yep.
And there's also a 7...
There's a long box that has like design box that has all 7 decks in it. It's got dice. It's got punch tokens. It's got there's paper playmats that also come in this and are going to be in that. And then you can buy just single decks on their own. And then we've got the really fancy playmats too.
These are nice. Okay.
And I've got them where they have the zones already in them for people that are new, and then I've got ones that are just without that for the people that just want the art.
All right, and the rule book is got my favorite character on it.
Yes.
Does the rule book follow? Oh, the rule book follows the same color scheme.
I cleaned it up a little bit to make it easier to digest.
Yeah, it's
for
just
a card game sort of thing.
That looks great.
Thank you very much.
All right, so I have my deck.
I have mine.
I took out, there are 3 cards that I recognize as one sort of like a maybe just information about your company.
Yep.
And then there's another one which has keywords on it.
Yes.
And then there's the other one which just has the basic turn order and a definition of the various...
the icons that are the cards that are in your deck.
All right, so I'll set those 2.
There's also a QR code if you want to just go and get the PDF of the rules. If you want to have that handy on your phone.
Yep.
Oh,
okay. I downloaded the PDF. Maybe that's where I got it. That's how I got the rules. All right, so the deck has... I did shuffle my deck, and I had to go back and there's some color. There's some favors. There's 4 of those. We have equipment cards, which are this red. The blue is your crew, or you have purple, which is the mercs.
Yep.
If I remember right. You have the dark grays, which are your monsters and your bosses. I think, or is it? Yeah, monsters and bosses. And then the biggest, I guess maybe the second biggest is the locations.
Yes.
All right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of cards, and we just shuffle them to get started.
Absolutely.
All right, let's shuffle them up. And sorry, you're going to sit here and listen to a bunch of shuffling because we want to make sure we get a good one. I shuffle 7 times.
Okay.
Is that?
I don't count, but that's, that sounds like a good reason.
Somebody told me that 7 was the minute when you have a deck of 52 cards. Now, I don't know how many cards are in this deck.
There are 60.
60. Okay, close enough.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that with a 52 card deck, they mathematically 7 shuffles. I don't know where they get that. I don't know if somebody made that up, but it sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
7 shuffles was enough. Was the minimum number to get a good mix or variation. Make sure that all the cards are done. And I think that was 6 for me, and 1 more. I'm jabbering here.
And then the cards that are in there, since you showed all the different types that are actually in there, the scum, the blue ones, those are like the characters that are part of your crew. You're actually a character in this adventure.
Correct.
Then there's also the mercs. They can be either played as part of your crew, or they can be played as threats, like monsters against the other player.
Right. When I saw the solo game, that was what I thought was interesting. The mercs, if I don't hire them, like almost immediately, they become the bad guy fighting against me. So that's like my opponent, putting them against me, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we've got the locations which we'll explore to loot, to earn credits, to be able to buy things.
Okay.
Like the equipment cards that you showed, and also to be able to pay for new crew members to join our crew. Then the favors are kind of like the magical things that allow you to do special instances and things in play.
And by the way, this game you said was based on a game called 7-7, which is actually on the card. Right. And what I found interesting was it's not that name is for a reason, because I'm going to deal out 7 cards that are going to be No, that's for the solo game, isn't it?
It's in this too. So that's your life meter.
That's your life meter.
It's also the number of cards in your hand. And it's also in Morphboard once you have 7, once you've gone through, they're not torments in Morkborg, but in Vast Grimm, they're torments. Like every time you play, you roll to see if one occurs.
Right.
And on the 7th one, the universe ends, or the world ends in Morkborg. So that's kind of like
that's the count
together. Yeah.
Right. So I need to deal out 7 to my torments.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and these are cards that may or probably will eventually come back into my hand.
Okay.
All right. So done that,
and then you need to deal 7 cards to your hand.
7 cards to your hand. All right.
This deck has never been played before. It's fresh because this is one of the prototypes.
Okay.
I like to organize my cards. I like to put my scum on one side, followed by my mercs, followed by my monsters, followed by my locations.
Okay. All right.
That's just how I keep
That's
my hand
fine.
organized.
Sounds like a...
In case anybody's looking above, they can see my cards.
Yep. Yeah, and you're not, what I probably will do, viewers, is I will probably take some photos of some of the cards and mix them in here and there. But because of the way this game is played, it's kind of hard to play Brian and get the camera on the detail. So we'll try to explain verbally what we're doing and why we're playing what we're playing.
Okay.
All right, so I've got my 7.
How about we roll to see who goes first? High number, kind of like initiative. Oh, you got it.
I got mine. You rolled a 19.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. He says he's a bad roller. Okay.
I'm usually pretty terrible.
All right.
So before we actually play, we have a bonus buy phase at the beginning.
That's right.
Where we each roll a d6. We'll add them together. We both got 3, so we have 60 credits that we can spend in our area. Okay. So 6 times 10, and so we can add those. We can add them to our bank afterwards.
Okay.
So we can actually buy them now. The only thing that you can't buy. You can't play monsters against me in the initial buy phase or the first turn.
All right. So I want to do, so right now we just did the draw phase. So we're in what's called the explore phase. Is that right?
Not yet. This is the first, this is like the bonus buy phase.
At the very beginning
of the game.
So we have 60 credits to spend. Yep. Is that correct?
So I have this, well, no, maybe not. Hey, let's see. You know what? I will put them out. So I'm just putting a merc. Since a merc can be played on my team,
okay,
they cost 60, so that's why I played them. So I just use up all that cash.
All right.
They're just a gun for hire.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything equal to 60, so I'm going to play a 40 credit miserable Margot.
Awesome.
She's a crew member, and I guess she goes here in this in the scum phase. I love this. I like the organization, and because I have 20 left over, I assume I can play. Can I play the Charger bot as a merc? Or no, that's a monster. He's a monster. Yep. I'm thinking the solo rules.
I know.
All right, so basically at that point, you can't play favors you don't buy them, you play them,
You play them, yeah.
All right, so I think that's it, because I don't have anything else that can get me to 60.
Okay.
And
let's go ahead and give you 20 credits then to bank.
And where would you keep that?
I'd probably just keep it off to the side or anywhere you want to, like maybe even in this negative space here.
Now, what was this card? What is that? I must have
fallen out.
Let me see.
See if there's 7 there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I must have dropped one when I was shuffling. I'll just put it in the middle.
Sure.
All right.
So since we haven't said this yet, the goal of the game is either to defeat a boss monster before your opponent, or to outlast the other person, whichever comes first.
All right.
Boss monsters cost a lot more. In each deck, there's always 2 boss monsters. So
2 bosses. And we have a health of 7.
Yes.
So once I use up my torments, does that mean the game ends for me?
Yes, it does.
And that means the game wins for you.
Yeah, but now, most of the time when things are attacking, they're going to first attack scum that are out or mercenaries that you have before they attack you, most likely.
Got it.
So, since I get to go first, since we did that initial phase, we go into the phases. With you have the draw phase. Because I played 1 card, I draw up to 7.
Okay.
And then I go and I'm going to do an explore. So if you have a location card in your hand, you play that. And so I have the med bay. So I can heal after I explore, I could heal V4 hit points, but I have not actually done anything yet. So it has a die on the location card. You roll that. I got a 4. So you multiply that times 10. That's how many monsters you can put against me.
Okay. So 40 credits worth.
Right, 40 credits. So now, because that is done, it's the lurk phase where you play that against me here in your monsters area.
Okay, so now I'm looking at what I can throw up against you. Can I play mercs against you, Scum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 40 is my limit, right?
Right.
Well, unfortunately, this is a really interesting strategy game because everything's based on 10, factors of 10. You roll dice, you multiply by 10. So all of the costs I have here, I can't spend that full 40. I could spend. I just want to explain. I'm not trying to win the game so much as I want to teach it to you.
Sure.
I've got a $20 credit monster, but a 30 credit scum. And knowing I've got to get through a lot to get to you, I'm going to go ahead and play that 30 credit scum.
Okay, awesome.
So I've got 10 left, right?
Right. And so these, they have 2 volts.
2 volts.
So every time you play this one, you have to use a volt to play them.
All right. So they charge us. It's a robot.
Yeah, because it's a bot.
Yeah. And because I have 10 left over and I can't do anything.
You don't bank money,
for the monsters.
But when you explore, that's when you can bank it.
Okay.
Okay, so we've done the lurk phase. So now I've got an opponent, and I have to move into the fight phase before I can spend that 60 credits, which I should probably put that over here since I rolled.
Yep.
No, 40 credits.
40.
Excuse me.
That's all right.
20 and 1, just so I don't forget. So, so now I do the fight phase. Now, if there are opponents out there, and you have multiple people, you have to attack each one at least once.
Okay.
Since there's only one,
every enemy has to be attacked at least once. Okay.
I'm going to first attack with my Merciless Mercenary. And to attack, I'm going to roll a d20.
Okay.
If I get a 12 or higher, it's going to hit. And I fumble. When you fumble, which I do all the time, I told you I roll terribly.
Too.
If it's a card like this, they go into your crypt. So I just lost them right away.
Them.
Now, I have the opportunity to fight them myself, but since they've been attacked, I'm going to strategically not do it because I don't have any equipment out.
Yeah.
Which means the most I can do is D2 with my fists.
Got it.
And they have armor of D4. So the chance of me actually hitting them, I'm more likely to roll and miss, and then they attack me and I take a damage.
All right, so everything in this game, hit-wise, unless a rule tells you otherwise, everything is a 12 or higher. You've got to roll, and if you don't roll the 12, you miss, or you roll the 1 and something bad happens. All right.
So now it's my buy phase, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to play out Poly the pair bot. So I'm going to have 10 credits left over because they are 30.
Okay.
It's the first time I'm using these, and I love it.
Is it a little tingly feeling as the creator?
It's awesome, yeah. So I'm going to play them. So they are now in my array here. And now, if I choose to, I can discard.
Okay.
One thing, you only have 60 cards. So if you discard a lot, when it's your turn to draw up, if you have no cards to draw, you
have to draw a torment card. All right. So there is some strategy there on keeping your hand size big enough, but not necessarily filling it.
Yes.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and draw up. And now, a lot of times you may, like if you have no locations, you may want to discard so that you can have new places to explore.
Okay. Do you always draw up to 7?
You do.
Okay. All right. Yep. That was my question. All right. So that was your buy phase.
Yep. So now
it's discard. And so now it comes to me.
Yeah.
So I draw up until 7. So I've got 5 because I already played 2, 5, 6, 7. Now, for the explore phase, what happens if I don't have a location?
Oh, if you don't have anything at all?
I don't have a location.
You don't get to explore. And so everything just comes back to me. That's rough. I've had that happen once or twice.
There are a lot of location cards, so this is rare.
Yeah.
This, and I did shuffle it good, so probably what's going to happen is I'm going to get swamped with a bunch of locations all of a sudden. So because I missed the explore, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I can't play anybody because when you explore, it's like you're facing what's there. So because I don't have anything to explore, I'm not putting anything out to attack you.
Or it's like you're going through a space station and, you open the store and wow, there's monsters there now. Yeah.
All right. So my turn. I don't even get a buy phase.
Do you want to discard anything?
Well, I thought about that because
you have to because you won't have any cards.
Now, and I can't even play a favor card because could I play a favor?
You could, sure, yeah.
So, you know what? I read this. I'm not going to do it just yet. Okay. I just read my favor. So yeah, I'm not going to. I've got a good variation of costs here, and I'm nervous about getting rid of too many cards in my hand. Although, yeah, I'm going to stay. Okay. I have to because
you have to because you won't be able to draw.
I won't be able to draw a location. So I guess I'll get rid of that one, and I'm getting rid of a 30 credit scrapbot, which I already have one. And I think I'm going to get rid of my $20 credit. I keep saying dollar.
Yep.
20 credit charger bot. Nice. And that will give me 2 draws next turn, hopefully.
Hopefully you'll get it.
We'll see.
Okay, so I have 1 card to draw. Whoops. Okay, so now my option is if I'm at this location here, you have an enemy out here. If I leave to go explore a new location, you get a free attack.
Yeah.
But if I defeat them, then I will get the credits that they're worth.
Right.
So I think because knowing the location that I have in my hand that I could play is only a D4, and this is worth 30, I'm not going to run and take a hit. I'm going to try and
defeat
them.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll for Polly the Pearbot. They have Volt Drip. I didn't put your volts on there. So they have 6 volts.
Ooh, okay.
I can spend volts on this card as though they were on any of my other cards.
Okay.
I don't have any other cards out, so that's okay. But they don't do much damage either. 15.
It's a hit.
That hits. So I get.
And you're going to do damage to me.
Yes, but you can roll a D4.
But I roll a D4 and that's my armor.
Yep. So I'm going to roll a D2. I'm just going to do.
This is the damage you would do. Okay. Yep.
And I do 1 damage. You have D4 no matter what. You're going to soak it.
I rolled a 4.
Okay.
So
I did not do anything. I am not personally going to attack again because so I have 10 credits left. So I'm kind of stuck as well.
Yeah.
So because of that, I think I'm going to do some discarding on my own. I'm going to go ahead and discard. I'm going to discard 2.
Now, I have to say, one of the things I think is very cool about this, and Brian has mentioned it, is I am a card. Now, I'm not represented by a card, but I'm part of the crew. And so there are cards like equipment and weapons that I'll be able to play at some time that can buff me.
Yes. Equipment's only for you.
Equipment's only for me. Okay. Yep. So even though I've got my 2 fists, hopefully I'll be able to play something that will buff me as a character up so I can defend and do more damage. All right. So you did your discard. So it comes back to me.
Yep.
All right. So I've got 5 in my hand. So I'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I'll draw 2 more. And excellent. I have a location.
Awesome.
I have Plunder Vault. There's a chance for so many creds. I roll a D12.
Awesome.
And we very rarely ever get to use a D12.
I know, and such a satisfying shape.
It is. And I rolled a 30. So 30, there's 30 credits worth of
monsters that
you can play.
And 30 that you'll be able to spend that you can bank right now so that you don't.
Should I put a 30 here to remind myself that I have it?
Yeah, I'd do that because you still have credits left over from previously.
These are double-sided?
Yeah, I did it double-sided to try and make sure it was
okay.
I didn't have to print as many.
So so because I'm at a location, I'm coming at you. So you've got to put up some defenders.
Right. So you just walked into there and I put in a vermicultist into that space.
Now, should I flip these to where you're viewing them?
You can do it however you want. I just thought I'd do this so that you could see it a little easier.
So the vermicultist has 5 health. Very, very good. No armor.
They also have infect. So
okay.
So if you get destroyed by one of these, like if you get killed,
that infect
they come back.
Yeah.
And they become a monster.
Yeah. It turns that robot into an infected worm. Okay. All right. Wow.
Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. After they damage an enemy scum, roll a d6. And if you get the 2 or less, then you become infected.
Okay.
So.
And when he dies,
then they become
infected an enemy scum.
Right.
Nice. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. So you spent out of the 60 or 30 that I got, you spent 20 on him.
Yes.
And you don't, I assume,
I don't have a 10 that I can spend.
So part of the strategy here is me trying to know, you don't have any 10s. Right. Are there any 10 cards?
Yes, there are, but not a lot.
Okay, but it tells me a little bit about your hand that I know you don't have. Like, for instance, if you had 30 credits left over and you had nothing, I would go, he has a high cost hands.
Right. Yep. Okay. Exactly. All right.
So now that you've played that, I need to get to you. I first need to go through your.
So you're not actually attacking me at all. You're just attacking the place that you're exploring. You're just going to attack this. Okay. So because I did this, I played that in the lurk phase, and now it's the fight phase before you can loot and actually get that credits that you're going to spend.
Gotcha. All right. So what I'm going to be rolling to attack you is a D20, and I need a 12 or higher again. And I got a 17.
Excellent.
And so the scrap bot does, I have to spend one of these, you said, to use it. So it goes down to 1. And am I assuming it's the D6?
Yep.
So I roll for this, add them to your, okay. I rolled 2.
So because they had 5, they are now down to 3.
All right. No armor.
Right.
And there are ways that you could have something out that could jump in front. I know that I remember cards that can take damage for other cards.
Depending on the deck and such.
Gotcha. All right. So I did damage, and now I could.
Oh shoot! I'm totally messed that up. Your monsters don't attack anybody else.
It's my crew.
Right. So they're still at their 2.
It's the crew that
right.
I was okay.
Yeah. Sorry, that's
okay. This is a D4.
Yeah. So you still hit. So yeah, roll the damage for that.
3.
Okay. So they're down to... No, you did more.
I did. I did. You're right.
They're down to 2.
All right.
Okay. So yeah. So
now,
these are they're in the location that I'm in. That's kind of how you have to look at it.
And my punch is 2 damage.
D2.
D2. So I could take him out,
especially because they don't have armor.
Right. But when he dies, he's going to infect my scrap bot. Or
no, he'll infect
him.
Yeah.
And there's no way I can get around that.
No.
Wow. All right. So maybe I don't mess with the.
Well, I mean, as long as they don't die, you're okay. Like they're infected, but they don't turn into a bad against you until they actually die.
They just infect.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to use Miserable Margot to attack.
You just did.
I just did.
So do you want to use your fist to attack?
I'm going to use my fist. Yeah. So I roll a D6.
No, D20.
I have to hit.
Yep. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
15. I hit. And it's a D4.
D2.
D2, right?
So yeah, you can however you want to do it. I do odd even. If you do high low, it's whatever you like to do.
I like that. Let's do odd is 1 and all right. So I did 1.
Okay. So they are now down to 1 health. But you did hit them. You didn't take any damage.
Correct.
The fight phase is over.
Yep.
You have 50 credits that you can spend in the buy phase.
And I definitely want to do it.
Now, there's 2 different approaches here. You can beef up your crew. You can add gear to yourself.
Correct.
Or you can go on the offensive and be like, I'm slapping out all these things against you. Like my son's done that multiple times where he just nails me,
at you,
especially early at the beginning.
All right. Well, with 50 credit, I not having this is the first time I've really played the game, so I feel like I can't afford a crew member, and I don't want to put out another monster, so I'm going to play an equipment for 50, and that my credit's up, and it says that it has a power. Each enemy suffers D4 damage, ignoring armor.
Okay. So this powers are like the magic in the universe.
Okay.
Okay. So you would basically I would always do this at the beginning of your fight phase.
Okay.
You're like, I'm gonna use this. You roll a D20. If you get a 12, it works.
Okay.
And then that you do whatever the card says.
Okay.
If you roll a 1, you fumble and that card goes into your crypt.
Okay.
But usually powers are things you want to do at the very beginning before you actually go into fighting, because usually it's gonna help boost whatever you're doing.
So, but I've got it out. I can't do anything with it right now, but I can on my next turn.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, that is the end of my buy phase. I have no more credit. So I could choose a discard and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to take a card.
You'll take that at the beginning.
That's right.
You'll take them at the beginning of the next.
It's a discard.
Yep.
I'm going to hold on.
Okay.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.
Right, so it's the draw phase for me. I've got 4 cards in my hand, so I'm going to bring up some more, get some good stuff. I'm not going to tell you about that. I'm just going to destroy you.
There we go.
Okay, so now I think I want to explore a new location, right?
Yep.
I think I'm going to run, which means you get a free attack against them. And you don't even have to roll to hit. You just roll the damage.
So an auto hit.
It's an auto
Does
hit.
it still use a charge?
It does not. Let's not do that. Yep. So,
all right. So I don't have to roll for a hit, but I will roll a D6 for damage.
Yep. And I'll roll my armor.
5.
And I did 2, so it's only 2.
It's a D2.
So they take 3 damage, and so they are down to 1.
Okay.
So I'm going into here. I'm going into another med bay. There are 2 of the same card because there's 4 of each of the locations. So I'm going to roll a D6 for what you can throw out. And once we get through, once I get through the exploring, I can actually do what's on here if they're still alive.
Sure.
Okay, so 5. So when you start to explore more locations,
you get a 10. Yeah, for each one above it, you add 10.
Right.
So you got 60 now.
So you have 60 to spend against me as well. So Let's see what happens. There's 50.
Well, man, I mean, given that this is a fun game, I'm just playing with you for demos.
Yeah,
I have some high cost cards here that I just can't get out.
Yes.
So all I can do with 60 is I'm gonna put out a murder bot.
Yes.
And the murder bot says deals 4 damage, and he does an ambush.
Yes.
And the ambush says carry out this ability when the card is played.
Right. So they get a free attack against me.
And I still have to roll a d12,
Yep.
or a 12 on a d20. And I got a nat 20.
So they are just dead. So they go into my crypt.
All right.
Now, because you're not the one actually fighting them, you don't get the credits.
Correct.
Which is a little sad. But I ran, so now I'm in this new location. Oh, wait. There were 2 in this location, right?
Yes. Well, I just played this one.
Oh, shoot. That should have been them that did that then. Sorry.
So does he go for? Oh, because
I ran from them, and then they get discarded.
Okay. So he takes the shot.
Yep.
And he goes into my discard. Got it.
Because I left the location, and then they're now in the new med bay.
Okay, but he still would have done enough damage.
Right. Exactly. Because they only had 1 hit point left.
Right.
So
now they're discarded not so much because they're necessarily killed. It's just we've left that location.
Right. Exactly. So now now it's the fight phase against them, and they ambush. Since they're gone, they automatically do one against me.
So you take an automatic torment card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So torments then go into your hand. The reason for this is if somehow your 2 boss monsters end up in your torment deck,
you'll get it back.
Right. And that way, otherwise there would be no way for you to win that way.
Right. And I was wondering about, I was like, and also it gives you a slight boost. You've got
8 cards.
Yep.
But that also, is that an advantage now? I don't know. Okay. So I took the damage. That was the ambush. So now it's the fight phase.
Yeah.
So I still have to fight them.
Correct.
So if I don't hit them, I'm going to take another torment card.
Okay.
And well, let's see how I roll. 12,
you hit him. And he's got D2 armor.
So I'm going to punch for D2 because I've got no gear out. And you're going to roll a D2 to soak it. So I did 2. So if you get a 2, then they won't take any damage. They took 1.
Right. So he's down to 4.
Yep.
And got 1 on him. Okay.
And now I've got 70 credits total that I can spend. So I'm going to play Bounty Data Slate. This equipment allows my scum, my mercs and scum to cost 10 credits less.
Okay.
Oh no, that's just merc scum. So,
when can a favor be played?
Whenever in your turn.
During my turn.
Yeah, during your play phase. Unless I don't think there's any that are opponent based that would do it.
This one doesn't read that way. So yeah.
So that was 20. So I have 50 left. I'm going to play S4WB1. They are a bot. That'll give me 10 credits left to still have in my bank. And they have 6 charges, which means they cost, every time I use them, they're going to cost.
Okay.
And so now my buy phase is over, and do I want to discard? I do not. So it's going to be your turn.
All right. I'm at 4 in my hand, so I'll draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Good night. I cannot seem to find a location card.
Really?
All right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No location, no buy phase.
So you can't leave that location.
Right, and I'm going to have to discard.
Well, and you're going to have to fight them.
I have to fight them. So yeah.
So you've got Miserable Margot.
Yep. Miserable Margot can attack with a D4.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have to roll a D20. I roll a D20 to see if I hit first. I rolled a 10, so I missed.
So you're going to take D4 damage.
All right, on her. Because that's served. Yeah.
Yep. And they have D4 armor.
D4 armor.
So you take 4, because I rolled high on that one. So you only take 1 damage.
Okay, we did.
But then roll a D6 as well, because every time I attack, you get hit by them, there's a chance they get infected.
So on a 1 or 2, 6. Okay, so no infection. All right.
You want to try and punch them with your... Oh, sorry, we forgot that. You want to try that power?
It's not my turn. Oh, yeah, it is.
It is,
yeah. It is. Each enemy suffers D4. Yeah, let's do it.
Roll the D20 first.
Okay, sorry.
Because it's a power, you have to get a 12 or higher.
Yep. Right, so, done. All right, so that's that. And I drew no location, so now it's down to my discard phase.
Unless you want to try and punch them and defeat them.
Yeah, let's do it. Well,
Because then you could get 20 credits to add to your buy.
So I need to roll to see if I get them.
Yep.
And I did not.
So then you draw a torment card.
So I draw a torment card, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 in my hand, so I need to discard in order to get a location.
Yeah. That's rough.
It is. That's okay. I like this. This is cool. Okay. North armor. I'm going to get rid of 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to get rid of. Man, I really want to. I'm going to get. Captain Sully is 100. He's just been sitting there staring at me. He's out. I can't do it. So he's a very expensive, and it's the odds of me getting a 10.
Especially
10,
when you've got nowhere to explore. Yeah.
So I am done.
Okay. All right. So I've got 5 cards in my hand. Going to drop to 7. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to 4, 5, 6 chances 6. I'm trying to think if the math makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and stay here and fight against them. Okay. So there's no explore phase. There's no lurk phase, so you're not playing anybody new. Well, no, I don't have any money. So you know what? I am going to explore. They're going to get a free hit if you'll roll their damage against them.
This one was at that location.
Yep, so they're going to go against.
It's a D4.
Yep.
Okay.
And I've got D4 to soak on this guy.
4. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Hold on.
Those dice confuse me.
They do. Oh, I rolled a 3.
Okay. Yeah. I got a 3, so no damage is done. They go into your crypt.
Okay.
I am now in the Merc bar. My Merc scum cost 10 credits less this turn, and they cost 10 credits less because of this, so they'll cost 20 less. But I rolled a 4, so you have 60 credits that you can spend against me.
Okay. I will go ahead and spend 50 credits on the Plunderluster. He's nice. He's a gun for hire.
Yes.
Add them to your crew. I'm going to add them to my crew.
So you can only do stuff right now.
Oh, that's right. I can only play against you because it's the alert phase.
Yep.
So I'm playing a Plunderlust. He's got no armor, D10 damage.
Yes. So now it's my turn. So now we're in the fight phase.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try and have this robot attack. So I'm going to take their battery down 1. Okay. They are going to try to attack, try and get a 12 or higher. And I got a 15, and then my D6 damage did 5, and you have no armor.
No armor. That's right. That's right.
So, and 5 knocks him out, which gives me 50 credits.
Yeah, you take the value of it. Got it.
Dude, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, this is part of the game, and I'm liking it.
So now I'm in the buy phase because I explored and I got 50 credits.
You've got money.
I've got creds burning in my pockets.
So you got 50, 60. You got 120 plus.
I'm gonna put 60 out here.
Yeah.
So once you have 2 members of the same crew, they get +1 to attack.
Okay.
Every crew member gets +1 to attack.
All right.
Then I still have 50 and 10. So I'm going to spend 40 on this Black Iron Mohawk that my attacks are going to deal +1 damage, and it has a -1 just for armor. So I just need 20 credits left, and then I will keep those 20 credits, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So it automatically protects you for 1 point of damage.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I have 3 cards in my hand. I don't have a choice here. I need a location. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Tell me you got one.
I did. I got 2.
Yeah. So I take it you're going to run away from them.
I have to because I have no money to spend.
Well, it's also probably better because then
they won't infect.
Right.
So
they might not infect. They're going to do D4 damage to.
So this is a long shot. Oh, go ahead. So he's going to
because you're leaving.
Yep.
Right.
I'm leaving.
So you take 1, but you have armor, so you don't take anything.
Got it. Yeah, it would depend. All right.
So they go into mine.
5, 6, 7. All right. So with these, I'm going to go ahead and play Plunderlust again, or Plunder Vault.
Oh, wow. 2d12.
2d12s in a row. There we go.
So you have
110, and I have 120.
Yep.
And so wow.
You're lucky I don't have a boss monster.
And I gave up my 100 a minute ago, so that was not good.
So let's see. 100 each one. Let's see. I'm going to drop out 110 worth of against you.
Okay.
I've got a Nurok Brain Eater, which is like with the brain worm, one of the brain
with
worms.
An infectability.
Yep. And then an infected raider. So they're like gun for hire, but they're infected too.
Yeah. They infect too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this raider cannot be cured. Okay. All right. With 120 credits.
You can't spend anything yet.
That's right.
You got to fight
your
first.
alert. Okay. You and your scum attack monster threats.
So I would do this first.
Let's do the power first.
Right.
So it's a D4 to all of them.
You got to roll the D20 and get a 12. Hopefully you...
A 3 won't do it.
Nope.
All right. So now I could attack with Miserable Margot, which I'm going to do. She rolls a D4, and I need to roll to see if she hits.
Who are you going to...
Oh, that's right. We'll go with the infected here.
Yep.
Well...
So you're going to have to fight 2 because there are 2 out. So somebody has to fight, like, as long as you're available, you have to fight the other one. Because they don't have armor, it's better, like, only using punches. It's probably better for you to... Yeah.
So we'll attack the infected raider. All right, D12 or higher. 20. Okay.
Boom. So you get to do double damage.
All right, so the damage she does is D4, so I'll roll a D8. Is that...
However you want to do it, it's fine with me.
D8. I rolled a 7.
Awesome. And they soak 1. So they are down to 1
health. And I think I'll go ahead and punch.
So you have to punch this one.
I have to hit... That's right,
so
you
as
have
long
to attack
as...
this one.
Yeah.
So 12 or higher I need. I got a 12.
Nice.
And for my damage, it's just a D2. 2 damage.
Okay,
so he's got 1 health left. And I am out of... No, I'm not out of cards.
But now's your buy phase.
Buy phase. 1, 2, 3.
You've got 120 that you can spend, which is finally you're going to have some more cards on the table.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get out with 120. I can get out. Oh, nice. Okay, I'll get out a Smash Spot, and I'll get out a Salty Dog.
Yep. You want to play the Salty Dog against me or on your team? The thing, if you don't leave locations next time, and you defeat both of them, you'll end up getting 110 credits combined.
Let's do that. I'm going to leave him up here.
Yep.
And I'm going to leave Salty Dog here with her D6. Because I with 1 point, I mean, it's
right.
Yeah. So that is my buy phase. I'm down to 4 cards, and I'm not going to discard. So, and I spent 80.
You spent
40. I spent it all. So
okay. So I've only got 2 cards in my hand, so I'm going to draw up 5. Okay. Okay. So I'm not going to run because we've got that Smash Bot there, and they ignore armor, and I don't want to run and take D8 damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to destroy them. I'm first going to spend a Volt on this one and have them attack.
Okay. They've got 4 more shots left, unless you recharge them.
Unless I find batteries or something like that.
You hit.
13 hits, so I get to do D6 damage, and you have D4 armor.
Ooh. That is a 4.
All right, so they only took 2 damage.
Down to 7. So
that's pretty impressive.
Okay.
Oh, and I forgot, when I roll these, because they're on the same crew, I get to
You get to plus 1.
Okay. So when I deal damage with Chesterfield, because he's got double barreled,
yep.
I roll twice and keep the higher roll.
Okay.
If I hit.
And he's plus 1 on both those rolls.
No, just to attack.
Just to attack. Okay.
Yeah. Boom, and it's double damage.
Double damage.
Okay, so 6, I got a 4, and I got a 6, so they're done.
They're done. I only rolled.
Oh no, 12. Yeah, no matter what. Oh no, hang on. That's 8.
That's a 4. That's a 4.
Okay, so that you take 8 damage.
So you did 2 damage, but it doubles, right?
No, I rolled 6.
Oh, you rolled actual 6. So it's 12 minus 4 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
And how many credits are they?
80.
Okay, I will take it.
Friendly warning: don't ever play the creator of a game. Your first game.
I mean,
no, it's fine. I've watched you play. Sometimes your rolls are bad. So yeah, I get it.
Okay, so that was my fight phase. So now I'm in the buy phase, and I can spend 80 credits. I'm going to spend 80 plus. I had some in the bank. I'm going to spend 50 on Lucky, and then I'm going to 50. Let's see. I will spend the other 50. I'm just going to beef out my team.
Okay.
And then that moves to your turn.
I could choose to explore, but if I run,
Right, they're each going to get a hit in.
So I'm going to have to go ahead and do the alert phase. I
don't have any money to spend on you, so you're just going to go straight to the fight.
Straight to the fight. So you and your scum attack. All right, so let's do...
you want to roll the cacophonous?
Yes, yep, power. So this does D4. I got to see if it hits this time. It does not.
Man, when that thing hits, it works great.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so let's give Margot. Margot will attack with a D4. I'm going to attack the neurotic brain eater first.
Okay.
So she needs to roll a 12 or higher. She got it.
Nice.
So it's 1 damage.
Yep.
So
you get 30 credits for that.
There's no armor on it, so 30.
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
And then Salty Dog will attack the infected raider, and she rolls a D20. I rolled a 17,
nice.
And she does a D6 damage. 3.
And so they are gone. So you get another 80 credits to your roster.
So 50 plus 30. Okay.
Now you can move into the buy.
Now I go into the buy phase, which
with 110 credits, you got to have something you can.
Well, I have a Dead Man's Blaster, which is nice. It has 6 charges, and it's going to give me. It says I can spend 1 after hitting with Dead Man's Blaster. I can deal plus D6 damage, which is huge.
Yes.
And then with that 30 spent, I have 80 left. I'm going to go ahead and get out a Charger Bot.
Awesome.
For 20. And place 2 volts on 1 scum or equipment. The loot ability.
So if I defeat them,
you get to do that. You're looting the body for 2 volts. All right, and that is all I have. I'm not going to discard. It's your turn.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run. I'm going to go to a new location.
Okay.
So you choose which of these 4 they're attacking. They're going to do the D6 damage.
Yeah, they'll attack. Which one has the lowest health?
Well, so this one has no armor.
No armor. So if I roll a 6...
This one only has 2 health, but they have D4 armor. So it's kind of...
Yeah, let's just try attack this one right here. So it's going to do 5 damage.
And that does it. Right. They go into my crypt. They go into your crypt. I'm going to go into the VIP room.
Okay.
So there's going to be... I'm going to roll a D4 for this. I got 3, 4, 5, 60 credits.
60 credits, all right.
So do you have 60 creds worth of mercs or monsters you want to play against me?
I do not.
Okay.
I don't have any.
So,
and so this goes back in because it's not added to my pool.
Correct,
it's just
So now it's my buy phase. You know what? I'm going to save up for a rainy day, and I'm going to discard 1. And then it's going to be your turn.
Okay. With 2 in my hand, let me draw up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Locations are coming. Yeah, I told you they're all going to show up at once. Let's go ahead. I'm going to play a favor.
Okay.
I can put an undead scum or monster from the crypt into play with 1 health.
Okay.
Which is like a blocker. I mean, that's
right.
I'm just thinking that's so it doesn't really. I mean, obviously, I would want something that has armor. Right.
So, but if you played a scum, you could play him to your location. If you play a monster, it's going against me. So it depends on how you want to play it.
No. Let's do that. I would rather play a scum, and it's any
of them. They just have 1 hit point.
Captain Scully, right as well, right?
So now, not only their captain and their crew. So not only do you get +1 to attack with these 2, you also get +1 to damage.
Nice. Okay, deal +2 damage per volt spent.
So you have 1 hit point on that.
1 health left. Okay. All right. So that was a good favor to play. And then, do I want to change locations? Yes, I do.
Yep. You want to spend some money?
Yeah. Let's.
Especially when you have no monsters out against you.
Play a location. Stay in current. I'm gonna change.
Yep.
So I'm gonna play. They're the same. Well, hold on. Let's go for it. I'm going to the airlock.
Nice.
Ignore damage from 1 enemy monster discarded when exploring this turn.
So that's like if you were running away, you play that and yeah.
All right, D8. So and I get +20. So 30 creds for you.
30. Okay. I'm just going to play a Vermicultist.
Same thing. Infects on a 2 out of 6. Yep.
So now the fight phase.
All right, with the fight.
Oh, did you put 30 creds in your bank?
I did not.
Just so we don't forget.
So with let's see, 5. The captain can go out at any time. So let's try and use his because if he goes out, he's got the most damage. Well, D6 is on him. Spend volts after hitting with an attack.
He doesn't have any volts.
He doesn't have any on him.
Do you want to try the cacophonous?
I'm going to do this first. Yeah. So let's see. Miss. And I'm going to try to. Can I do this at any point, the Dead Man's Blast, or wait until the end of my.
So because you're playing, if you roll and you miss, they're going to attack you.
I got it.
So
okay. So wait until I see what I do.
Right. I use up my front line first before anything else.
So I'm going to use. I'm going to attack with. I'm going to attack with Salty Dog. No armor.
Right.
So
just got to get a 12. And
I did a 12 to see if I hit. I did not.
So they do D4 damage to you, but you have your D2 armor. They only did 1, so you're going to soak it.
Yep. Captain will go ahead and attack.
Yeah.
And he hits.
Nice.
He does D6 damage, and it's +1. It's the +1 damage. All right. So it does 6 damage.
+1 to attacks too. So they're done. So you get 20 more credits in your.
Yeah.
But when they die, they infect an enemy scum
automatically,
right?
And you get to pick.
Yeah.
Right. Or no, it infects who attacked.
Oh, it says is that an enemy scum, so it can be anybody.
And
so,
the one attack gets this.
I want to do them because they only have 1 hit point left.
Sure.
You know.
Then
I put them against you, and they've got D6 attack. So
now Miserable Margot's sitting here looking at you.
So there's nobody else left to attack.
That's right. You have no front lines. All right.
So now it's your buy phase.
Can I use Dead Man's Blaster against you personally?
No, there's no because you're here and I'm here.
Yeah. All right.
So I've
got a lot. I've got 60, 90, 110. But the problem is, well, I'll play a Stolen Battery for 10. And you may spend bolts on this card as though they were on any other cards. And I get a D6. Get 6.
Nice. So, like for instance, you could then, if you
transfer
use him,
right? Yep.
Spend a volt on that when you attack with him.
And so that was that. And I'll go ahead. I mean, might as well. I'll go ahead and play Blast Helmet for 30.
Yep.
And it says 1 use. When you would suffer damage, reduce it to 0.
Yep. So that's a special. If you want to get rid of the card, you still have a -1 normally.
Okay.
So
okay. And then I'll spend 20 to get out a new
nice
crew.
He starts with 6.
And he starts with 6 charge.
Okay, you're really putting out the arsenal now.
3 and 3. And it says one of his powers is I can destroy one of my equipment cards to deal D6 to an enemy monster.
Yep. So that's going to be just like the cacophonous cassette. You'll roll a D20, have to get a 12 to make the power.
To make the hit, yeah.
But you can still attack with them that round. So you can use the power and do their normal attack. So
okay. All right. I'm down to 2 cards. That's it. That's it for my buy phase.
Okay.
And I don't want to discard, so.
Right. I had 2, so I'm drawing up to 7 with 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Okay. So many baddies. All right, now let's see. Okay. I'm going to, I've got no locations in my hand to explore, but if you have locations out, which you didn't have before, you can go and explore one of your previous locations.
Yep.
So I'm just basically going to pull this to the forefront so I know which die it is. I'm going to roll that. 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have 90
credits
to spend against me.
90. And unfortunately, my hand is very low, so that 90 goes away.
Okay. So there's no monsters for me.
Nope.
So now it's just buy. Okay, so I'm going to do the unthinkable, and I'm going to spend 120 credits.
Yeah.
And put out a boss monster against you. Now, with the boss monster, if you go to leave the location, it follows you.
A boss monster follows you.
Yep.
Woo,
so you can't run and they get their free hit.
D8 damage, D2 armor, and 21 health.
Yep.
I mean, that is a boss. So if I kill him first,
you win.
I win.
Yep.
All right.
But so hang on, I still have a 30 more credits to spend. I'm not done. I want to,
and it's to your advantage to put out more because I have to attack. I have to attack each one once.
Right.
If I can.
Right. Or you could run and at least they just get 1 hit in.
Yeah.
You know. So
21 health. All right.
Your turn.
I'm going for the win.
Okay.
I'm going to go for the win.
You want to draw up then?
So I am going to draw it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is where you want to get that 12 on the cacophonous set.
Now, I can't run because you've placed them there. So what I'm going to do, I don't have any favors.
If you have a location, you can run.
I could, but
this one will attack, this one will attack, and this one will follow.
Yeah, I just want to try and...
you just want to try and
let's see what we can do here. So the first thing I want to do is I'm trying to remember. I can use my power.
Yep.
And need a 12 or higher. You're useless.
Yeah.
All right. The stolen battery. He has no charges, but I could transfer one, right?
Sure. Yep.
Can I transfer? It says you may spin volts as though they were on. So just leave them here, but just use them. So I will use one to empower him, right? Spin volts after hitting with an attack. I have to hit.
You have to hit first. So yeah.
And it does +2 damage per volt spent. So I could spend 6 volts.
Yep.
Let's try. Let's go for broke.
Yeah.
The captain will attack.
Yep.
I need to roll. This is the part I hate. Now he's got crew members.
Right. So you have to roll an 11.
An 11 because it's +1.
Yep.
As long as you have a matching crew.
Right.
Boom. All right.
Nice. Okay.
So he hits.
So you do D6 damage.
I do D6, and I'm going to spend all 6.
Okay. So
which does 12.
Yep.
17 damage.
17. Let's see how many of that they soak. They soak 2 of it, so they took 15.
They've got 6 health left.
Wow, that is fast. Okay.
All right. And that was just cap. Okay.
That's you're good.
Now I have to attack him before I can go back and attack this one, right? Or no, I can't. I can only do them.
No, so they each have to be attacked once. But you've got so many things out. If you defeat this before you get to it, you've won. Let's see. I just want to read this. Whenever an enemy
scum or friendly monster dies, so I can go ahead and try to hit him for 6.
Right.
And my best advantage right now is it says spin 1 volt after hitting with dead man. Add D6.
Right.
I'm gonna save that because it could wipe. It could. Let's go ahead and attack with miserable because I like her. She's got 1 health left. If I miss, that's okay. So I need to roll a. Actually, hold on. This one. Trash mouth here.
Yep.
Why was I? So destroy one of your equipment cards to deal D6 damage.
So. Yes.
Now that's a power,
right?
So I have to roll to see if I do
12,
it.
Yep.
Is that his attack?
No. So he still gets his attack.
So I missed it.
Yep.
So he still get an attack, and I'm gonna attack. Yep. And I missed, so he's done.
And his energy goes down 1.
1. That's
since
right.
He's a robot.
All right. So that leaves me with either salty dog or miserable, and I will attack with. I'm gonna attack with salty. She's got a D6. So come on. I got it.
Yes.
And
rolling to see what I soak.
Okay, sorry.
I soak 2.
So no damage.
Okay.
Oh.
So now I
have to attack.
You're gonna want her to attack this so that you can attack.
Yep. So I will attack with this, and we roll a 11.
And you hit.
Plus 1. Yeah. Yep. So she does D4 damage. And 1, 2. Okay, hold on a second.
So since you just defeated that, you get 30 credits to add to your, just in case you don't defeat.
And now it's a long shot, but I do have the dead man's blaster.
Yep.
So
you roll a D20.
I roll it. I got a hit here.
Yep.
Come on.
No,
I didn't because it's not a crew member.
Right. There are certain cards that will make you part of the crew, but you don't have them.
I rolled an 11, by the way, so I miss.
Which means they do damage.
They will hit me back.
And so they're going to do...
And by the way, this is empty, so do I discard it?
Well, you can keep it. It's fine.
Because I might be able to... Because something might say discard an equipment card, too.
Or it could also be like...
recharge.
Get volts. So they're going to do D8 damage to you. They did 8. Wow. Now, this is when you take that blast helmet...
It reduces... when you would suffer damage, reduce it to 0.
Yep, so you would... Boom. So you took nothing.
Nothing. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The buy phase. Do you want to spend money?
I'm not running. I'm going to try to take him out on my next turn.
Right. So now you have 80 credits. There's things you could do to maybe beef up
and
yours.
I'm going to pay 60 to get out my one.
Their power's fantastic.
So I'm playing One-Eyed Plankwalker, which, by the way, the names you guys have given these things. I love Captain Sully Bloodbeard.
Yes.
Trashmouth Terry. Miserable Margot. One-Eyed Plankwalker has a power. One enemy monster is automatically hit by attacks this turn, as it is momentary blinded. So he's automatically attacked.
If I get a 12,
if I get a 12,
next turn,
I got a 17. He only does D4 damage,
but that's by
it's
every.
an autumn. Oh, hold on.
So like this will be next turn.
Yes,
but yeah. So like if you succeed getting that power, then boom. Especially with this array of. All
right. Well, he does D4, right?
But you just played him, so they don't get to attack this round.
One enemy monster is automatically hit this turn. Oh yeah, you have to have it in play. Got it. Okay. All right. And now.
So that was 60 creds. So that puts you down to 20.
Yeah. All right, and with that 20, I'm going to put Stolen Battery back in play.
Nice.
And hopefully, we will see. All right, that is it for my turn. I will not just. I'm going to discard 2 locations.
Yeah, because you're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know what I can do now. Because I've got no locations.
So just as a discussion, playing the boss is a risky thing because you're giving me the opportunity to end the game in my favor. So why did you choose to play it? Because you just thought he was so powerful that
you didn't have that many cards out in play when I put him out,
right? And then all of a sudden I brought the crew out.
I was like, let's see if I can have them destroy you, and I did not.
And this is, by the way, let me remind you, this is just 2 of the 7 possible decks here.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any overlap.
There's
maybe some equipment.
Some of the Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders. Okay.
So the Raiders, they're mixed up and different in each of the deck, but I'm not the Raiders, the Mercs. I'm sorry. So because they're guns for hire, they can be
used in anybody's deck. Got it.
So 1, 20, 30, 40. You can spend 40 credits against me.
All right.
Good luck.
And you know what I will? I'll go ahead and play a murder bot on you.
Yes. Okay. So they get to ambush. So which one of my scum do you want to ambush?
Let's do D4. Let's hit him.
Okay. Roll the damage. 1, 1. Nothing.
Cancel that.
All right. So now it's my fight phase.
Yes.
Let's see. So they're all just going to try and attack the murder bot, of course. I'm going to start with Lucky. First, I'm going to use his power. I get to reroll all attack, damage, and armor rolls of 1 this turn if I want to, if I succeed. I did not succeed. Because that's a power, not an attack. You don't get the +1. Yep. But I see where you're going with that. And they did attack. They do D6 damage against your D2 armor. I did 3.
There's nothing I can, 2. So 1 damage.
Okay, yep.
So it takes 1 health.
Then Chesterfield is going to attack.
Oh, yeah.
And Chesterfield missed, so roll your damage against Chesterfield.
Which is a D4.
3. So they are now down to 7 health. So 3 and then...
I'm telling you, Brian, I love this.
Awesome.
When I watched the playthrough videos, I was giggling and laughing because I just love it. Now that I'm actually playing the game, I'm like, this is very, very cool.
Awesome. That's fantastic. I'm glad you're enjoying it. He's going to... S4WB1 is going to fail, so he rolled D4 damage against them.
Yep. That
1, and so they soak it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to attack with my spiked mohawk.
Yeah, you might as well, right?
So I'm going to roll to hit, and I fumble. So
which means
this gets thrown out.
Gone.
But that also means they get to attack me because I missed. So roll. Okay. You don't even have to roll damage because I just take a torment. Right. Because you can't take more than one.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, wow. And I've got 40 credits to spend. I'm going to spend all 40. I'm going to get a rusty shiv. And I'm also going to get rocket sticks, which are going to, it's a one-use thing where I can attack up to choose one of my characters or myself to do attack up to D4 extra times in a turn.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's your turn.
Well,
you're going to win this turn.
Yeah, I think I got it. So 1, 2, 3. Flip this around. 4, 5, Location. It's all about location, folks. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Location.
Yeah.
They're hiding. Okay.
The seven time shuffle isn't the magic trick.
Yeah, I will not be exploring, and so you can play monsters or mercs.
But I don't have.
You don't have any. Yep. So I'm going to attack, and it just makes sense right now for me to attack with.
You're going to do that first. Right?
Yes, one enemy is automatically hit. So it's automatically hit
if you get the 12.
That's right. I'll get this. I did.
Okay. So you don't have to roll to attack. All you have to roll is damage for every single person that you have. So the likelihood of them being able to withstand...
Oh, yeah. Well, it'd be, yeah, I see what you're saying. So it's going to do 1 damage.
Okay.
Minus his armor.
They soak, so that doesn't do anything.
This guy will attack for 4.
Yep.
Right? So
1 damage.
1 damage. So uh-oh. D6.
2. Let's see. No damage.
Now, question. The captain gets to roll a D6. I can't, because it's a power, I don't get to add his blaster. Or I'm sorry, the battery.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't... Yeah, that's...
So I could. Yeah. So I'll attack with a D6, and I'm going to spend all of it. Right?
So no matter what...
They're
done.
It's 2 plus 12 is 14.
Yep.
3.
Yep.
And
congratulations.
Great game.
Good job.
Great game. Well, like I said, look at it. I have 3 locations in my hand.
Yep.
I had to discard 2 earlier. So, yeah, the game... One of the things I always discuss with players of a new game, for me, is some games are what people call swingy.
Mm-hmm.
This does not... I do not see this as being swingy.
I mean, it can go really...
Yeah, it felt that way, but you chose to play your boss. It's the D20.
Yeah, that's...
Because we're both having to roll 12s to hit, it's an even standing there on the attack. I think there's some strategy here. Obviously, one strategy, which I love, is picking your location.
Right.
Because with those 12s, it could have helped me. It actually helped you in the early part of the game. Right. I was worried because you were getting some credits to spend. Yep. I think where the tide turned was at some point I was able to get some of these out and kill 2 or 3 of yours, and I got credits before the buy phase. Because here's the thing. Even though it's my first time, you got to remember that the buy phase happens after the fight. So it's worth... Even if you don't change locations, you have to do damage and take enemies out, or you're not going to end up with any money.
Yep, absolutely.
And I think I got lucky because when I rolled that high, I had enough money to come out to put some crew members, which took out 2, gave me more credit, and then during the buy phase, I was able to really But again, not swingy because when you chose to play this, it didn't look like I was in a good position.
Yep.
Now. You have to wait either until I play a boss for you to kill, or my torments go out. Right. And I was down to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you were down to 3, I think, or 4.
I was down to 5. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to monitor your opponent's torments, know where they are in the 7 health. It's all about timing, playing that boss.
Yep.
If I draw the boss, now you only have 2 bosses in your hands.
Right.
You discard one, even if you do. You only get one more chance, and you got to play it, or unless you can pull that card back in,
And I've played before where both bosses were out, and you try running from that, and you were like,
yeah, you can't. That is a slugfest.
Yeah, that
is a slugfest. So, and again, I come back to this is just 2 of the 7 decks.
Yes.
I will be all in for all 7. My son is going to love this game.
Great.
He is going to love it. Listen. I hope you enjoyed hearing the dialogue back. You may not have been able to see all the details of the cards. I will include some photos, some close-up cards at the end of the video so you can kind of get a taste of the art, the text, how the data is provided, like the health and the damage and the shield and the armor and things like that. But if you have any questions about the game, about the rules, about where to get it, anything you need to know, post it in the comments and Brian will check, or I'll let him know that there's some questions and you can get those answered. So Plunderlust, when do you expect it to be available for retail?
Retail, I'm looking Probably July. Most likely.
Okay.
So everything's been approved. I've made a couple of updates. I'm waiting for this trade show to happen to figure out my final order quantity.
Okay.
Then it has to go into production, get shipped over, and then I have to send it out to backers.
Okay.
Of course, before anything else. And
thank you for doing that. I did not back it. I wish I had.
You can still go on BackerKit now and do late pledges.
You do late pledges? Done.
But because of this, like, I want to try and get it out to all backers before Gen Con.
Well, that was my next question. Are you going to be demoing or playing this at any upcoming conventions?
I don't know. It depends. Like, so it's hard. I need to get more. I need to build an army of people to demo games so that because nobody runs the booth like me.
When we first met, we met at Gen Con, and you were at your booth, and it was you. And I think you had maybe did you have your son there or somebody?
He's never been to Gen Con yet, so no.
I thought you had somebody with you. It may have just been you.
If I only had a 10x10, it was just me.
It was a 10x10.
So like when I have a 10x10, I like run as fast as I can to the bathroom. I come back, I bring like bagels and power bars and stuff like that.
Now, where can do you have a website?
creaturecuration.com, or if you want to find all my things, briancolin.com. That's just a list of I keep my current Kickstarters at the top, and then it has like all the various products I've made over the years. Then it has like links to like my sculpture portfolios of like monsters and sci-fi stuff. And
I'll put those links in the video description. As a matter of fact, when we met, the what got me to your booth was I was a big D&D player at the time, and you had great like enamel pins and some plushies.
And you gave me some patches because I was making patches as well.
You were doing patches.
Your patches look fantastic.
So this has been and at the time I did not know you were in Carrollton. I think at some point I learned that. But just everything worked out.
I might have even been closer to you at that point because I used to live off Bankhead Highway. But no.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, listen, viewers, thank you very much. Again, post your questions if you have them. I really hope that we gave you a good example, a good taste of how this card game plays out. I'm sold. I will be late backing. And just well done, Brian.
Thank you.
Well done, Brian.
Duncan Hall, who did all the mechanics, did all the writing and all that. It's him.
He should be proud. So the game it's based off on is called 7-7. So if you're interested in that, I'll try to remember to put a link there too. All right, hey, great game.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. We're going to be playing a game called Squirmish. It is a skirmish war game set in the same universe. Hang tight. If you don't want to watch it right after this, don't worry. It will be released at the same day, so you can watch it at your convenience. Everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Everybody, take care.